Well, seeing all that rain is the reason two of my guests are sitting here this morning. All the rain that we got in the past brought a lot of the floodwaters, which brought a lot of damage. Now people are trying to recover. This morning we're joined with Miss Mary Gibson of the Small Business Administration and Mr. Victor Inge. You are with FEMA, and both of you are actually in the Delta right now. You're not from here, but you're here serving the community by giving back and really helping people recover. Miss Mary, you've been on before. Give us an update of kind of where we are in the process right now.
Okay, currently the U.S. Small Business Administration have made up to over $4 million in loans to over 100 homeowners and business, and we have a lot of applications that are still outstanding, and that's why we're here today. We want to encourage those individuals who are holding an application, who haven't decided whether they're going to apply for an SBA loan or not. We want them to do so because, again, as we mentioned in previous appearances here, that we cannot continue the application process or the assistance process if they do not fill out the application.
Right.
They stop the assistance consideration. But for those who are approved an SBA loan, we ask that they hold that loan until they are fully recovered. We're here to give them the position that they were in prior to the disaster. Again, if you decline, then you keep the doors open for a disaster assistance.
And a lot of places were damaged. Victor, so many homes got in here. We've had folks in here before telling us about, what the process is. For anybody that may not have already applied for assistance, can they still do that? And for those that have, are there any things that they need to be doing, or where are we at right now?
Well, absolutely. This is federal disaster assistance that has been brought to Mississippi and the SBA, along with FEMA, our federal partner, of bringing all the resources we have and making them available to people who live in those counties that were determined eligible for the assistance. We're just a few weeks in now, probably around 4 weeks, and surprisingly, there are some people who still have not registered. We need those people to register for federal disaster assistance. It's critical. It's how we know where they are. And once they register, we'll come out and do an assessment of their property, and everyone will have a case which moves then into where Ms. Gibson just spoke of. They may qualify for a federal grant, which is the FEMA grant,
right,
we're all familiar with. And then again, they may need a little bit more assistance. That's where those low interest disaster loans, Ms. Gibson and her entity are so wonderful at supplying. They're critical in recovery.
Now let me ask this, for those that haven't applied and they need to, what do they need to do? Where do they need to go? How do they do this?
The first step is for them to call us and register.
Okay.
They can do that by calling 1-800-621-3362.
Okay.
Or they can go online to disasterassistance.gov.
Okay.
Make that registration process the first step. If you've done that, we encourage you to stay with the process.
Right.
One thing that may be taking place now is we're finding people are beginning to get letters from us. Sometimes they get letters that don't seem very favorable. They say that, well, you're not determined as eligible for assistance. We're encouraging them to read those letters carefully because there may be some information that we don't have.
Okay.
It may be something as simple as dotting an I, crossing a T, and we need to be able to get in touch with them. So we encourage them, if you get a letter that says you're not eligible for assistance and your home's been impacted and you've had some damage, get back in touch with us. Read the letter carefully and follow through with that.
Very good
That's
information.
That's where we are right now.
Because it's possible that maybe some information that they had damaged they didn't put in their application, and
Absolutely.
maybe there's some stuff still to go. Miss Mary, if folks need to get in touch with your organization, where do they go?
We'd like for you to call 1-800-629-659. 1-800-659-2955. Call that or go to our SBA.gov website. Again, 1-800-659-2955.
And SBA.gov. Let me ask this. You guys are here in the Delta. If folks want to come see you, where do they need to go?
Well, we have 2 recovery centers in the area. One is in Bolivar County, and the other is here in Greenville. We encourage you, if you have damage to register first. But if you want to sit down and talk to someone face to face, this could be new to people, and some are leery of federal entities.
Right.
We understand that.
Right.
There's a place that you can go and sit down and talk with people face to face. They can register you there.
Okay.
They can interpret the determination letter that you've received from us.
And where in Bolivar County and where in Washington County?
Is at the Convention Center in Washington County, is at the Samuel R. Gymnasium in Bolivar County in Cleveland.
Okay, fantastic, fantastic.
Another important thing, people who have been unemployed as a result of this last storm may be eligible for disaster unemployment assistance.
Okay.
If you lost work, if you lost time at your job, then we need you to take a look at that, because this is a result of having a federal disaster declaration. We come in and we make grants. We do low-interest disaster loans. And if you've been impacted and lost time at work, there's a state program that can gladly take
Another
care
thing
of
they
that
can
as
help
well.
you, and that goes back to dotting your I's and crossing your T's.
Absolutely.
Right.
And stand with the process.
Well, thank you guys so much for being here this morning. Be sure to get all the latest updates, disasterassistance.gov, disaster assistance, disaster recovery.
Disasterassistance.gov.
And SBA.gov for all your latest information. Thanks for being here this morning. Stay with us. Coming up after the break, we've got more Good Morning Mississippi. We'll be right back.